We got machine guns lining up in our room. RPGs fucking hidden everywhere. Dude, it's like nuts. It's so loud and violent, and it's like fucking terrifying. So now there's like dust everywhere. Now it's hard to see. Now it's loud it's like hard to hear, right? So like you're completely discombobulated. And we low crawl out of this room. I get to my rifle and it's just like kind of like a firefighter scene where you're like you bang down the door and you get into it and there's all the flames everywhere and you're like, where do I go? Who do I rescue first? It was kind of like that feeling of like, what do I do now? And there's just hell breaking loose downstairs. There's guys running into our fucking doors. There's guys jumping through the windows. There's guys trying to jump onto our rooftop. There's a grenade war, toss war happening on the rooftop. You see just crazy shit. And obviously some of that information we weren't aware of until we linked up and we heard the whole picture. And, you know, I get downstairs, you know, I'm like finding work to do. I'm a fucking young kid like everyone else, finding work to do, and I see the first like fucking victims come out. I see like dudes missing legs, missing fucking arms, fucking Swiss cheese bodies, like just like bloody, holding faces, just like in shock. Like, and these dudes are savages, bro. Like some of the toughest, and this is another reason why I talk about this deployment so much. Like one, just traumatic. But some of the bravest men I've ever met in my life, dude, these guys didn't ask for nothing, dude. They didn't ask for shit. These guys were like 4-year corporals. You know, they're 4-year E4s back in the hard days, right? And they didn't give a fuck about nothing but the dudes, and they did the work. The corpsmen, back in the day, dude, corpsmen only had pistols. And these corpsmen, I was part of Echo Company 2-1. That was my sniper team was attached to them. 2 sniper teams attached to them. These corpsmen, bro, were fucking dropping bodies with pistols. And I don't say that to be cool. I say that because these corpsmen were fucking brave. You try to fight in an environment like that with just a fucking pistol.
When you're patching people up and doing that.
When machine guns are ripping through doorways, fucking RPGs and grenades are impacting everywhere. And these dudes are running around with pistols. Terrifying, right? It's absolutely terrifying. And so I see all these wounded come down. They're getting the work done, and it's just hell. Luckily, we had a Delta Force medic with us, because this Delta Force team came to us. They were a sniper team. They came to us like days before all this. They're like, dude, we heard you guys were like getting all sorts of shit. We wanted to see if we come and help out, and that's exactly what they did, dude. They came, and this was like the varsity Delta team. There was a guy that killed Uday. There was a guy on the team that got what's his name, Saddam. Like it was like this like big league team, and then you had this like young medic dude who's just a badass. His name's Dan, and Dan is doing his best, patch people up. It's fucking chaos, bro. And my friend Aaron Austin was a machine gunner who befriended me. He taught me how to shoot the machine gun. He taught me how to do a T&E, and like he taught me everything. And we were the same rank, and I was a super junior guy, but I came into the infantry as a lance corporal in E3, which most people came in as a private or a private first class. So I blended in to the senior guys right off the bat, and probably because I traded a pair of digital camouflage for a pair of BDUs to fully blend in, because I saw what was happening to my peers. They're getting fucking their asses beat, and I didn't want that to happen to me, right? So I blended into my environment. You know, I was a special operator before I was ever a special operator. And so... And so people thought I was a senior guy. And then being on a sniper team, you just kind of had like more street cred, but Aaron didn't care about any of that shit. He just like taught me, and he was my friend. We had plenty of nights on watch, smoking cigarettes and fucking shooting with machine gun and shit. Well, I hear this like Aaron's hit. And so, and like I was like very emotionally attached to him. I had a very personal relationship with him, and I run up to the rooftop, dude, and they're like, get to the fucking roof. And dude, you're like, dude, if you go to the rooftop, you're dead. Like, you're fucking dead. Like, the chance of you dying or getting, like, maimed on that roof is, like, significantly high. And you know, I go up to this rooftop, and I see Aaron. He's, like, white as shit. He's, like, the white as this light back here, and just bleeding out, man. And, you know, you can't just focus on that. We had to push the fight still. We still have grenades coming onto a rooftop. We still have guys trying to, like, enter our house. We're getting shot at by a minaret, so they have the high ground advantage. It was just a very kinetic battle. And then we get everyone off the roof. and we started to withdraw back to our friendly lines. And so it's my radio operator, myself, and Dan, the Delta medic. We're carrying Aaron, got an IV in him, doing our best to sustain his life. And we get him back to our compound, and you still can't. We do like the Mogadishu Mile back, and you still can't stop and like have feelings or emotions because we're still being attacked. And so we're still being heavily fucking engaged. Like, it is straight chaos taking place. Now that we're out of this house, it's just intensified because more people are aggressing towards our position. Like, it was some of the fucking gnarliest things ever. And Aaron and the rest of the guys get sent back to. We're waiting for medical vehicles to take them back to the MEC. I forget what the MEC stood for. Is the MEK, but basically that's what like a Role 1 facility was at, where they had like the trauma surgeons.
Okay.
And we were waiting for the vehicles, but the vehicles are being utilized by our battalion commander, battalion sergeant major, right? Because they were doing their battlefield circulation because everybody wanted to get into the ship. And out of all my deployments, it's the same story every time. It's always the leaders. It's always the people that are disconnected from the direct engagement that try to put themselves into a tactical environment, which then cause absolute fucking chaos and disruption to the battle space, and then like the fucking congruency required to operate at such a high level, because you're not thinking. And now you have to rely on training. You have a bunch of 18-year-old and 19-year-old kids. They don't know shit, know nothing, except for what they've been told. And they are doing massive amounts of critical thinking, target discrimination, and employment of their weapon system. Like, that is... It sounds fun and it's easy in this day and age where there's video games and we see violence and shit all the time, but it is not easy when you're literally eating sand, you're eating debris from concrete as it's hitting your face, when you're fucking drenched in blood, when you're running low on ammunition, when it's such a target-rich environment. If you get tunnel vision longer than necessary on a particular threat, you're getting fucking eliminated by another threat. It's not this, oh, that's crazy. Nobody was smiling.